Welcome back into Showtime College Football. I'm your host, Chase Davidson, alongside my favorite co-host, Chase Sneddon. And today we're going to be talking about our CFP predictions preseason edition. So we are filming this ahead of week 1 of college football. We got a little sneak peek of week 0 this Saturday, but now we're going to see our preseason predictions. Now, I will premise. I designed this more of like a March Madness prediction. It's preseason. None of us know anything, and that's the beauty of college football. We know a little bit. We know about 10% of the facts. We know who's returning and who we thought was good last year. But these are 18, 19, and 20-year-olds we're talking about, and things could shift. Wanted to give a quick shout out to the guys over at SeatGeek for helping us out. Use our code ShowtimeCFB for $20 off your next ticket purchase. Talking about all college football games. Going to Texas A&M. South Carolina, Texas A&M is only $60 right now. You're telling me you can get that for $40? Man, use that extra money for some popcorn or some glizzies at the game. Yes, use our code ShowtimeCFB. Thanks, guys. So, I'm very excited to see who Chase has in his playoff. Chase, would you like to go first, my friend?
I would love to go first. Like Chase said, I don't know anything. I am a college student. You can attack me on my Instagram if you want. I really don't care. We have different opinions. It's whatever.
Yes.
Jumping into my playoff, the top 4 teams with the buys. We got rid of conference buy-in, automatic buys. So, number 1, Texas. Number 2, Clemson. 3rd ranked, Notre Dame. And 4th, I have Penn State. And jumping over to the first round games, I have 8th ranked Oregon playing 9th ranked Bama. 5th ranked Georgia hosting, I think, which will be the group of 5 team. And right now I'm debating between Tulane, USF, and Boise State, to where it's kind of up in the air right now. I'm leaning more towards USF just because that would be dope.
Hey, that G5 pick is tough. That G5
pick is very tough this year.
We are waiting on a game happening this Thursday to really see what it's going to be. But it's preseason, so we got to pick one. But
yes,
USF plays Boise State in 3 days. So
yes,
we'll see.
And then I have 7th ranked Ohio State playing whoever the Big 12 winner is. I originally had Kansas State here. I think they can still pull it out. I think Avery Johnson looked good. I think both quarterbacks looked good this last week, even with the rain. A lot of people their stats aren't there. Look at what they were dealing with. I think they both showed they can make big plays. Rocco Becht clutched for them, and Avery Johnson attacked well on the run, to where I think both are looking good. And then 6th ranked, I have LSU hosting 11th ranked Michigan. So wanted just to talk about the Big Ten teams here, because Chase has taken some others that we both have. The Big Ten, I have 4 teams here, and I'm going to rapid fire kind of talk about them. Let's start with Penn State. Arguably the best running back duo in the country, with Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, along with Drew Aller coming back, obviously. I think Singleton is due for almost a 2,000-yard all-purpose season. It's his year, and they got Trevor Pena from Syracuse, who just had under 1,000 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns last year. And freshman Kobe Howard has been turning heads all fall camp. I'm sure some of you have seen some of his highlights. He's just outrunning everyone. And they got Jim Knowles, defensive coordinator from Ohio State, switching up on his team, where they just allowed 12.9 points per game last year at Ohio State, and that was a key factor in their playoff run. Everyone knows that. That's a great transition into Ohio State preview. Maybe the best wide receiver duo in the country with Smith and Tate here. I mean, Julian Saint only played 12 snaps last year, but he knows this system, and I think it really comes down to how he starts the year. He wants to start on a good note. Even if they have a small loss to Texas, I think he'll be fine. And, I mean, obviously, they're going to miss Howard's experience and leadership, but Ohio State has never really rebuilt. They just reload. They did lose their defensive coordinator, like I just said, to Penn State, but history shows if they just allow only 17 points per game, they'll still be top 10 in scoring defense, and I think they can do that. Couple tough games to look out for, obviously, home versus Texas, at Washington, at Illinois, and then home versus Penn State, and then finishing off in Ann Arbor for the game. Now let's jump to Michigan. Number 1 quarterback in 2025 class, true freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood. He's starting, new offensive coordinator, and it's another year of the seasoning for its offensive line. They'll be great, but can the passing get going? Their leader on wide receiver for receiving yards, Tyler Morris, had 248 yards last year. 248 led the team to where I don't know if they'll be able to get that going this year or not, but they do have another duo at running back they can easily combine for almost 2,000 yards again. Defense should be fine with Derek Moore and TJ Guy, who combined for 9.5 sacks, and with a couple guys leaving, it should just be more. And they also, based on winning percentage in the Big Ten, have the easiest schedule. They have a huge test week 2 at Oklahoma, but finishing off with Ohio State at home, I really only think they'll maybe drop 2 games and they'll sneak into the playoff round 10 to 12. And lastly, my team, Oregon Ducks, losing Evan Stewart to an injury hurts, but just like Ohio State, they've just reloaded. DeCorian Moore, a lot of people are saying he's set to have a Ryan Williams-like season. Malik Benson from FSU, kind of a veteran receiver. And Kenyon Sadiq showed flashes of greatness at tight end. I think he'll be the best tight end in the Big Ten. And Dante Moore, he hasn't been named starter yet, but it's what it's trending for. He is a 5-star quarterback. Yes, his 5 starts as a true freshman, he struggled, but he also didn't have the weapons he has now. I think the offensive line and defensive line will be better. Defensive line has 2 potential first-round picks next year, and they also picked up a safety from Purdue, Dylan Theinman, to where I really am high on all of these Big Ten teams. Chase, give us your playoff.
All right, we'll go rapid fire through my playoffs. Ned's got a pretty good playoff. I agree with most of his. Who was your Big 12 pick again? Did you actually pick Kansas State?
I think I am going to stick with Kansas State still.
Okay.
Sticking with Kansas State.
Okay, all right. Respect. All right, number 1, I got Texas as well. Again, we've talked about the number 1 curse. I still believe in Texas being the best team in the country. I know I'm riding the bandwagon, preaching to the choir. Texas number 1. Number 2, I have Clemson. Number 3, Notre Dame. Number 4, Georgia. And moving on to my 8th and 9th ranked game, I have Penn State rematching Oregon, but in Autzen. My 5-12 game, I have USF traveling just up the way a little bit to Florida, 5th ranked Florida. Then I have Georgia Tech heading over to Baylor, the 7th ranked team. That's a 10-7 matchup. And then my 11-6 game, I have South Carolina going into Columbus to play Ohio State at 6. Ooh, okay.
Wow. Georgia Tech Baylor would feed families.
That would be a great game. And I do have it fully filled out. I do have some things I want to talk about. I think if Florida makes the playoff, they'll be one of the most battle-tested teams, and I think they could pull some upsets. Now, again, I built this like a March Madness bracket. I don't know that much about these teams, especially to pick games. I picked this like I would a March Madness bracket. I think Florida is going to semifinals in the college football playoff. I think they are beating USF in this and then rematching Georgia in whatever bowl, Peach Bowl, and they're beating Georgia and go into the semifinal losing to Texas. That's one of my hottest takes of the year. I think Florida, if they make the playoff, does do something, cause some ruckus. And they're one of the teams I want to talk about. Florida and DJ Lagway. I think that they actually have a chance, even with their crazy tough schedule. This team, now the 5 seed, they probably be 11-1, but this team could be 10-2 or even 9-3 with that schedule and make the playoff and cause some ruckus. DJ Lagway is, yes, undefeated as a starter, and I think Florida's cooking. I think they got some. I want to talk about Baylor too. Baylor, Sawyer Robertson, underrated quarterback, 28-8 last year, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. 3 of those came in a really chaotic win against Houston. So, I mean, this guy takes care of the ball. They're returning the entire offense over there at Baylor. And even talking about Coach Aranda has kind of been in the hot seat. So he's got a lot of motivation to bring Baylor back to what they were when we were kids. Baylor's doing it. Baylor is a top 25 team the whole rest of the year. And I think Baylor is winning the Big 12, making the playoff. And they do play all of their tough teams all at home. They have Utah at home, Kansas State at home, Arizona State at home, and Auburn at home. Whew, I'm excited for that game. So, Baylor, I think, is going to win the Big 12 and make it. And then I want to talk about Clemson a little bit. They hired Tom Allen, the defensive coordinator from Penn State. You know, their weakness last year was defense. They allowed 24 points per game. Clemson did. And that's in the ACC. They were ranked nearly in the 60s and 70s for all the defensive stats, yards per game, rush yards allowed per game, all that kind of stuff. I think Clemson gets way better on the defensive side. The offense, they got it figured out with Kincaid. And I think Clemson's the second seed. The only way they're not a top 3 seed is if you have Ohio State run the table or go 11-1 and Texas go 11-1, and win the SEC, stuff like that. That's the only way they're not a top 3 team. I mean, there's no way this Clemson team, respectfully, there's no way this Clemson team is going 10-2 or less. They're going 11-1, 12-0 with that schedule. There's not.
I completely agree with you. So, yeah.
Got to treat out after that one.
Speaking of Clemson, Chase has Clemson beating Texas in the championship.
I do.
And on my side of the ball, I have Texas over LSU in the championship. I debated between
LSU missing out. I have LSU out of the playoff.
There's a few I don't have. There's a few Chase doesn't have that I have, but that's the beauty of college football. None of us know anything right now. I think this is going to be another chaotic year. It's going to come to week 12, and we still won't have a finalized top 4, to where I'm very excited for this playoff. I think this is going to be one of the more exciting years, especially that group of 5 team. I'm really excited to see who that is.
Yes. And we will get a lot of questions answered this Thursday in Tampa. USF hosts Boise State. Boise State is favored by 6. Ooh. And we both picked the Bulls, I believe, to win that game.
But the Bulls are back in black. Their blackouts are back. I'm just saying.
Wait, they're doing a blackout for this game?
They're doing a blackout. They're back in black, baby. USF. Bulls.
Man. CFP is going to be good this year, guys. What a great year to be started with. And if you're listening to this after week 1 or week 2, don't be too mean to us. We created this before the season started, pretty much. So there's our playoff predictions. Fun, exciting. We don't just do what everyone else picks, We make it different. Georgia Tech versus Baylor, It's happening. It's happening, guys. Like, believe in it. It's happening.
I believe it, too. Honestly, maybe I'll put Baylor as my Big 12 team. Guess we'll see. But we'll update this probably weekly on our Instagram, and then maybe we'll talk about it every quarter of the season here on the podcast, kind of update what we think's going to happen.
And you'll have some more concrete evidence. We'll give you guys some more. I don't need to give reasoning for Florida going to the quarterfinals. It's freaking August. I don't need to have any reason.
I spent the last 3 hours and last night reading up on fall camp reviews. I'm like, all right, well, what does this even mean? This is like the Cleveland Tribune writing about Ohio State. No wonder they're going to be biased. All right.
Right.
To where interested to see what happens this season. A lot of fun teams, a lot of fun games. To where, Chase, do you have anything else for our viewers and listeners before we sign off?
Yeah, I'm just excited to see guys getting out there, running around, making plays, flying around. Can't wait.
Flying around, making plays. Yes, that is it from Showtime. College football. Let's go. Go Ducks, baby. Go Ducks.
Let's go, boys. Football's here.